Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is an Strv S1. It's a Tier 8 Swedish premium tank destroyer, and we're located on the northwest spawn of Fjords, and it's under the command of Marky 12. Battle has commenced, and it appears that Marky is headed north, or rather northeast. So he's going to take on the tanks that are coming out of the East Valley. Oh, unfortunately he's come across somebody who's being a bit difficult. That's a T-28 tank destroyer. Can sometimes be a bit of a traffic jam at the start of battles. Some players tend to take it very personally, and then naughty things can happen and they start team killing. Okay, Marky's taken up a position, an unusual one actually, amongst the trees next to the road. Now from this position he is a little exposed, but I think he is trying to get sight on the enemy who are in the road opposite on the east side. Can't fire that WZ-132A, can't see him at the moment, but he knows he's there because he has been spotted by the Standard B further to the north. Okay, a T-62A has been spotted in the valley, and no, he can't get a shot on him because his own tanks are in the way, and the 132 is just sitting there bobbing backwards and forwards doing his spotting job. He's illuminating that charioteer to the north. If he keeps pulling about like that, he might actually expose himself, and Marky might be able to get a shot into him. Marky's armed with a 10.5cm gun, the 103 L51. Now, normally this tank destroyer fires APCR both as standard ammo and as premium, and it also has some HE. Can't get a shot on him, but might be able to get a shot on that AMX-50 120 if he gets a bit closer. And it's starting a bit slow, this game. Okay, he's decided he's not going to get anything out of this, so he's going to relocate using the road. He's headed back towards the cap area. I think he might actually realise that it'd be better to actually help the tanks that are trying to defend against the South Pass. Now, one of the unusual things about the Strv S1 is you can drive it backwards almost as fast as you can drive it forwards. Its forward speed is 50 kilometers an hour, its backward speed is 45 kilometers an hour. And if you actually see the real tank, and there is some Strv 103 at the Tank Museum at Bovingdon, and you can see the various periscopes that are arranged for the driver so he can look either forwards or backwards. Okay, he's taken up a defensive position, and from here he might be able to get shots on the enemy, but only once they've come around that corner, and that's supposing that the IS-3 and the Wizzy 111-14 that we're seeing ahead have to back away. There are a lot of enemy coming round through that pass. Leopard prototypes just made it through, and FV4202, they're down by the water, so they're trying to take hot shots by popping up above the ridge line caused by the water or the shore, and it looks like they're taking arty fire from the T92 HMC or the 212A. As you can see, they're moving backwards and forwards trying to dodge the shots. They've pulled back to the support of that IS-7 and the Tiger, who are trying to make their way through the pass, and of course they're being stopped by the IS-3 and the Wizzy 111-14. But it does look as if they're starting to pull back a bit, so any second now Marky might actually be able to start shooting, because that Wizzy 111 has lost virtually all of his health. He's down to 5%. The IS-3 is down to 58% of his health, and the tanks are starting to stream through the pass. Okay, so he's got a target now. The Tiger 2 comes into, and he puts a round through. 387, and the Tiger 2 is taken out immediately afterwards by the IS-3. And this is where it can be very useful, because he can put rounds into them and the other guys can clean up afterwards. Now the IS-7's now down to 15% of his health. Very low. Just noticing as well, in the Eastern Pass, the IS-7 appears to be stationary and has gone blue, so he might have team killed, and as he's team killed he's gone blue and he's now banned. That would account for him being absolutely stationary, not doing anything. Now that IS-3 very low on health now, down to 2%. They're still in the game though, the IS-3s. And the IS-7 on the enemy team's gone down, but they're still fighting against that Leopard prototype. Scores are still fairly even, there's only one tank in it. The IS-3s are backing away. Most of them are one-shots. The Charioteer is not a one-shot. He's moving up. Oh, we just lost both of the IS-3s. One of them was to the Conqueror gun carriage on the enemy team. The other was to the Leopard prototype. Charioteer's moving up to try and engage that prototype to put a round into him, but we've lost the Charioteer and the enemy just lost the prototype. So again, the score is still fairly even. One tank in it, but now the enemy has the advantage. They've got 3 tank destroyers and a medium tank. We've got 2 Arty, 1 tank destroyer, which is Marky, 1 medium, and of course that banned heavy tank, the IS-7, who is about to get killed by the enemy, I believe. One of the enemy tank destroyers has just found him. I don't think he'll survive very long. Once he realises he's banned, he'll just shoot him and farm his hit points. Yep, and the enemy is farming his hit points. Now Marky's taking up a position so he can shoot at the enemy once he comes out of the pass. Our 212 has moved way forward, and Marky's asking for the 212 to pull back. He's put a message in chat. The 212 is complying. He's pulling back. He really wouldn't be able to take on that Wizzy 111 FT and do substantial damage before he would be killed. He might get 1 shotgun in, but then he would be wiped out immediately afterwards. He's only got 40-60 hit points, whereas Marky's got his full load, 1,000 hit points, so he's well able to defend himself, take a few rounds, and still damage the enemy badly. Now Marky's got a reload of 8.61 seconds. Once he's in siege mode, it'll be difficult for the enemy to put a round into him. Oh! Enemy Arty's been spotted just at the moment the tank destroyer comes into view, puts a round into him. 439. We've got the enemy Strv is come up as well. He's almost loaded. He is loaded. 486. He's got a fire. The Strv's on fire. He bounced around from the Strv, but he's just taken a massive round again from the other enemy, Strv S1, who's on that corner. He's taken out that Strv, so he's got his first... actually, no, he didn't take it out. That Strv was killed by the 212A. Managed to get a shot in. Now he's pulling forward again because he needs to spot for his team. He needs to let them know where those tanks are so they can put Arty rounds into them. They should see the others very shortly. Gone back to siege mode. Now I didn't see it, but during that fight, the M53, M55 and the enemy team was taken out. So the enemy is down to just 3 tanks. We've got 3 tanks. We've got 2 Arty and a tank destroyer. The enemy has got 1 Arty, one tank destroyer and one medium, and that Strv S1 just took a big hit from the Arty. We're moving forward, and yes, 638 hit points. I don't know who that one was for, but I think it may have been the T92 who hit him. That Strv's relocating. He's running away, but we've got an Indian Panzer in the cap. Okay, he's come out of siege mode. He's going to go around to the cap and try and deal with that Indian Panzer. Now, one of the things about the Strv S1 is it's not very good shooting when it's not in siege mode, but the R212A finishes off the Indian Panzer from his position at the back. He only needed to get sight of the enemy, and he did, and so he took him out. So Marky's going back to his previous position because he was getting in some good spotting there. I suspect though that Strv S1 is going to head down through the pass and come up the other side the Indian Panzer did. Marky's come out of siege mode. He's going to move forward and see if he can spot the enemy. He's still got about half his hit points, so he's still well able to do a bit of scouting. Now he's going around that corner. I think he thinks that the enemy's also headed to that pass. I think he probably would have gone through the pass by now though. And instead of going down into the water, he's going to skirt around. He's actually going to go to the cap area. There's the Conqueror gun carriage. Okay, he's been spotted and he's requesting fire on the target. He's dialed in, fires around in, 342, and our team finishes the Conqueror gun carriage off. The 212A claims another kill, so it's only the Strv S1 now to deal with. And Marky's going to head down into the dip using the cover of the buildings, just in case the Strv S1 went onto the peninsula. And that's always a possibility. Now we lost our T92 to the SDRV, so that means the SDRV must be in the north. Must be. There's no way that he'd be able to shoot the T92 unless he was in the north. So he's not on the peninsula. And Marky's going to go to the cap, start capping, force the SDRV S1 to come this way. Now, under these circumstances, what I would normally do is seek the cover of those trees and those rocks on the other side. But he's going to try and cover himself, shoot from this position towards the pass. He leaves himself a bit exposed to the STRV if he comes down this direction. But of course, he'd have to get past the 212A in order to do that. And of course, because the enemy is an STRV S1, unless he's got good crew skills, he's probably going to spot Marky at the same time Marky spots him. Right, that's the 2-minute warning. He's got 52 seconds left on the cap. Now we know that STRV S1 took a very big hit from the Arty, so he's down to very low health. He's probably a one-shot. Marky, on the other hand, is more than a one-shot. He's got 599 hit points. At the most, he's going to be able to take at least one round and fire back before the enemy can kill him. Okay, he's gone to the rock. I think that's a smart move. If the enemy does turn up, he's not going to be able to shoot at him from the north. He has to either come down that corner or turn up to the left on the conventional route, in which case Marky would get some warning. Cap's about to complete, and he's won. The STRV S1 couldn't make it back in time, and the 212A actually finished him off. So they capped out, and the 212 claimed another kill. Let's have a look at the end of battle results. And it's only a third-class tanker for Marky 12 in the STRV S1. It's probably because it was a very slow battle. He didn't actually do that much in the way of shooting. I think the position he chose was probably fairly weak in that it wasn't able to actually take action against the enemy. There may have been better positions, and that second position he went to where he was supporting the IS-3s was probably better. But I think it might have been easier for him to actually move much closer to the enemy on the South Pass and support them directly as those tanks were jockeying for position. He did manage to pick up a spotter badge for getting at least 1,000 hit points of spotting damage. And most of that was from the tanks that were actually spotted in the field, the Strv S1. He also picked up a fire for effect for getting more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. And lastly, he picked up an Invader for capping out and getting at least 80 cap points in the process. So let's have a look at team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage. That went to the T92 HMC, who was very active, 3,829 hit points. The 212 managed 2,202 hit points of damage, and Marky managed 1,801. When it came to kills, it was the 212A who was the most impressive. He managed 5 kills, including the last one, the Strv S1, and he also managed to get some good shots in on some of the enemy that Marky crippled, such as the Conqueror gun carriage. He managed to also get Marky managed to get no kills, unfortunately, but he did win the battle in the end by capping out, as well as the 212 getting that last kill. When it came to base XP, Marky was well down the table in 6th place. With 790 experience points. The 212A managed 881, and the T92 actually managed 767. The TVP was the one who actually managed the most, and that's mostly because I think he killed 5 of the enemy, and some of them I think he actually killed were higher tier opponents, which is why he was able to, or is it higher tier? No, it couldn't be, because TVPT is the tier 10, I believe. So anyway, he did manage to get the highest base XP. Let's have a look at detail report. Well, he only fired 5 rounds in the battle, but he got 4 direct hits, 4 penetration, damage of 1,801 hit points, of which 1,168 were at more than 300 meters. He did receive 2 hits, one of them which was penetration, one was a non-penetration. That was the bounce that came from the Strv S1. The other shot that did penetrate was also from the Strv S1, the different one, the one that was killed right at the end. He spotted 1 enemy vehicle, that was the CGC, and he damaged 4 of the enemy, killed 0, and he also did damage assistance of 1,206 hit points. So of course that was spotting the enemy that was then taken out by the Arty, the 212 and the T92. He managed to get 100 base capture points. The 212A killed the STRV right at the last moment of the battle, but he managed to get 100 cap points in the process. And on the standard account, he earned 50,388 credits. And after ammunition resupply, repair and consumables, he still had 39,122 credits. You can see as well that if he'd actually had a premium account, he would have earned 75,000 overall and 64,000 to take away. That's why the Strv S1 is a very good earner. It can generate a lot of credits. On a standard count, he earned 790 base XP, times 3 for the first victory of the day, and a personal reserves bonus for 790, and the bonus for being a premium vehicle of 79 experience points meant he took away 3,239 experience points altogether. But yes, a very good assist in terms of helping the Arty to score the hits. They did save the game. And it was congratulations for getting an Invader medal to Marky. So if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.